So you're on the path to financial independence, retire early, what we all call FIRE. You know the drill, right? It's all about saving more and investing wisely. But what if I told you there's this hidden force working against your goals every single day? Let's talk about what it is and, more importantly, how to fight back.
Let me ask you this. Is your money secretly shrinking? It sounds a little dramatic, doesn't it? But honestly, every single day, the value of your hard-earned savings is being quietly chipped away.
And that silent force, that hidden threat, well, it has a name: inflation. Think of it as this invisible headwind that can really slow down your journey to financial freedom if you don't plan for it.
So what is it exactly? Well, to put it simply, inflation is just the gradual increase in the cost of pretty much everything over time. And because of that, the purchasing power of your money goes down. In other words, the dollar you have in your pocket today is going to buy you less stuff tomorrow.
Okay, but that still might sound a little, abstract. So let's make this real. Let's dig into this inflation problem and see how it actually plays out with some real numbers.
To really get a grip on its impact, let's use a simple, relatable example. Let's just imagine that your total annual living expenses right now are $40,000, okay? This is the baseline number you need to cover your entire lifestyle for 1 year today. Seems pretty straightforward.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Let's factor in a pretty standard historical average inflation rate, say about 3% a year. What do you think happens to that $40,000 over, let's say, 2 decades?
Whoa! It balloons to over $72,000. That's the power of compounding inflation right there. To live the exact same lifestyle, you'd need nearly double the amount of money. Think about that for a second. Okay, so what does this actually mean for your big goal? Let's connect the dots and see how this directly impacts your FIRE number.
Now, as you probably already know, a common rule of thumb in the FIRE community is the 25x rule. Basically, you multiply your yearly expenses by 25, and that gives you the total portfolio size you need to be financially independent. And this is where it gets really eye-opening. Just look at this difference. If you don't think about inflation, your goal is a neat $1 million. But when you plan for your future expenses, the ones that are inflated, your real goal is closer to $1.8 million. That's a massive gap. Ignoring inflation means you could fall almost 80% short of what you'll actually need.
Okay, I know that might seem a little daunting, but please, don't worry. There is a powerful tool you have to fight back. And this brings us to the solution: using your investments as a shield against inflation.
And here's the really good news, the empowering part. By investing your money, you're not just, parking it somewhere. You're putting it to work, giving it the potential to grow faster than prices are rising. Let's just look at the math real quick. Imagine your investments give you an average annual return of 8%. That's your nominal return. But we have to subtract that 3% inflation rate to see how much you're really making. The result, that 5%, is your real return. It's the actual growth in your purchasing power. That 5%, that is what builds true, lasting wealth.
So, investing helps you get to your goal. Awesome. But what happens once you've actually retired? Inflation doesn't just magically disappear. So let's see how it fits into your retirement strategy.
Yeah, the moment you retire, that battle against inflation, it's not over. If you have a fixed income but prices keep rising, your lifestyle is just going to slowly get squeezed over time. You have to keep protecting your purchasing power even in retirement.
And this is exactly why the famous 4% rule includes an inflation adjustment. It's actually pretty simple. In your first year of retirement, you take out 4%. Then, after that, you just increase that dollar amount by whatever the inflation rate was the year before. This little adjustment makes sure your purchasing power stays the same year after year.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, from rising costs to how investing can protect you. So let's bring it all together with one final and really crucial takeaway.
If there's one thing you remember from all this, let it be this: inflation is not something you can just ignore. It's an active ingredient in your financial recipe. It affects your expenses, it affects your FIRE number, and it absolutely affects your entire long-term plan.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. Is your financial plan really built to last? Take a hard look at your own roadmap to financial independence. Have you really accounted for this silent force? Because building a plan that lasts means building a plan that's ready for inflation.